Hi, welcome to my third video in the playlist of Class 12 Tamil Nadu State Syllabus Mathematics. So far we have been discussing about the chapter 1, which is applications of matrices and determinants. Now in the previous video I talked about what is determinant and why we need to study and determinant. So I kindly recommend you to watch the previous video before coming into this video. Now this is the overview of today's video, which I am going to speak about what is matrix, how to add matrix, how to subtract matrix, how to multiply matrix, and what is inverse, and how to find determinant, and how to find the adjoint of a matrix. So first I start with what is matrix. So this is a precise definition for the matrix. A matrix is a rectangular array of numbers, symbols or expressions arranged in rows and column. You can see that this is a rectangular array. This can be, the entries can be numbers or symbols, or it can be expression. So I call this as a matrix. So what are the examples for a matrix? Let us take a number 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you can see that there are 2 rows and 2 columns. So I call this matrix as 2 cross 2 matrix. The first number represents the number of rows. The second number represents the number of column. Now you look at this matrix. Here I have 2, 1, 2, 3. So I have 3 rows and 2 columns. So I represent this matrix as a 3 cross 2 matrix. So this is example of matrix. So a matrix is a rectangular array of numbers, symbols or expressions arranged in the rows and column. Now let me get back into the fundamentals of mathematics. Now suppose if you have two numbers, let's say suppose you have 4 and 8. Now what are the operations we can do with these numbers? So if I have two numbers, I can add two numbers. So this is suppose operation. I can add two numbers, so which is 4 plus 8 is equal to 12. Now I can also subtract these two numbers. So I can subtract these two numbers, so which is 4 minus 8 is equal to 4. And I can multiply these two numbers, multiplication, which is 4 into 8 and 32. Now, and I can also divide these numbers, which is 4 by 8, which is 1 by 2. Now suppose if I have two numbers, I can perform certain algebraic operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. So these are the 4 algebraic operations I can do if I have two numbers. Now imagine that we don't have two numbers, but instead of two numbers I have two matrices. Let us say I have two matrices A and B. Instead of two numbers I have two matrices, which is A and B. So I name this A matrix as, for the sake of simplicity, I just make a simple matrix 1 0 0 2, and I name B as 0 2 2 1. So instead of two numbers I have two matrices. Now can I make these algebraic operation to the matrices? Now first I am going to add two matrices. Is it possible to add two matrices? Yes, it is possible to add two matrices. So how to add two matrices? Now A plus B, which is A matrix is 1 0 0 2 and 0 2 2 1. So since I taken A matrix as 1 0 0 2 and B matrix is 0 2 0 1 2 1, so I am going to add these two matrices. How to add two matrices? It's just very easy. You just add the first element of the first row and the first element of the first row in the second matrix, so which is 1 plus 0. And similarly you add second element of A matrix to second element of B matrix, which is 0 plus 2. And again you add third element, that is second row first column of the first A matrix and the second row first column of B matrix, which is 0 plus 2 and this number and this number. So which is 2 plus 1. So which is 1 plus 0 is 1, 0 plus 2 is 2 and 2 and 3. So this is how to add two matrices. So I can perform addition in matrices. So I can perform addition in matrices. Now, is it possible to subtract two matrices? Yes, it is possible to subtract two matrices. So how to subtract two matrices? Now A minus B, which is A matrix is 1 0 0 2 minus B matrix is 0 2 2 1. And again I am going to perform the same which I done in addition of two matrices, which is first row first column in the corresponding matrices, which is 1 minus 0. So instead of plus I am going to put minus here. And again first row second column in the A matrix and the first row second column in the B matrix, which is 0 minus 2. And again 0 minus 2 and 2 minus 1, which is 1 minus 0 is 1, 0 minus 2 is minus 2 and 1. So far so good. So we know how to add matrices and how to subtract matrices. Now this I am taking a 2 cross 2 matrix. Similarly you can perform addition and subtraction for a 3 cross 3 matrix. That's very easy to follow. Now is it possible to multiply two matrices? Now is it possible to multiply two matrices? Yes, it is possible. And how to multiply matrices? Again I take the same matrix, which is A into B. Since A matrix is 1 0 0 2 and B matrix is 0 2 2 1. Now how to multiply two matrices? Very easy. You just take the first row and then multiply with the two columns of the another matrices. So which is, first I take the first row 1 0 and I multiply with the first column and this second column. Now I take the second row, which is 0 2 and multiply with the two columns. Is it clear? First I take the first row and multiply with the two columns of the B matrix, and I take the second row, multiply with two columns of the B matrices. So again first you multiply the first number and the first number, which is 1 into 0 is 0, plus in between you have to put plus sign, and 0 into 2 is again 0. Again 1 into 2 is 2, 0 into 1 is 0, 0 into 0 is 0, 2 into 2 is 4, 0 into 2 is 0, plus 2 into 1 is 2. So this is 0, 2, 4, 2. So this is how to multiply a 2 cross 2 matrix. So how can we multiply a 3 cross 3 matrix? Suppose if I have I has 1 0 0 0 2 minus 1 0 2, and if I have B as 1 0 0 1 1 1 1 2 minus 1. So how to multiply a 3 cross 3 matrix? I am going to follow the same procedure. First what I have to do, I have to take the first row and I have to multiply with all the 3 columns of the B matrix. So which is, so I have, first I take the first row, first I multiply with the first column, and again the same row multiply with the second column and the third column, and again similarly I take the second row of the A matrix and multiply with the 3 columns. So which is 2 1 minus 1 1 1 1 2 1 minus 1 0 1 2 2 1 minus 1 0 1 minus 1, and again I take the third row, which is 1 0 2 and multiply with all the 3 columns, which is 1 1 1 minus 1 0 2 0 1 2 minus 1 0 2 0, 1, minus 1. Then I have to follow the same procedure, which is first element, 1 into 1 is 1, plus 0 into 1 is 0, 0 into 1 is 0, and 1 into 0 is 0, 0 plus 0, and 1 into 0 is 0, 0 into 1 is 0, and 0 into minus 1 is 0, and 2 into 1 is 2, 1 into 1 is 1, minus 1 into 1 is minus 1, and 2 into 0 is 0, 1 into 1 is 1, minus 1 into 2 is minus 2, and 2 into 0 is 0, 1 into 1 is 1, and minus 1 into minus 1 is plus 1. So minus 1, 0, 2. Similarly, you can perform here. So simplify. 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 minus 1 is 2, and here I have minus 1, here I have 2, 1, 4, and minus 2. So this is how to multiply a matrices. So far what we are doing is we are trying to perform an algebraic operation for a two matrices. Suppose if I have two numbers, I can add, subtract, multiply, and divide. Now suppose in place of number I put matrices. Now I'm verifying that is it possible to add two matrices, is it possible to subtract two matrices, and it is possible to multiply two matrices. So far we have been seeing that we can add two matrices, we can add, subtract, and multiply the matrices. Now the question arises, is it possible to divide the two matrices? Now this is the important question. Is it possible to divide matrix? Is it possible to divide matrix? Is it possible to divide two matrix? Suppose I take the same example, which is A as 0, 1, 0, 0, 2, and B matrix as 0 to 2, 1. Now, is it possible to divide the two matrices? Now, suppose if I have two numbers, I can easily divide the two numbers. Is it possible to divide two matrices? Yes, we can divide two matrices, but we have to make a slight change. First, you want to bring that B to the numerator. I can write A by B as A into 1 by B. So if I want to bring the denominator to numerator, you know from basic concept that I have to write this as A into B inverse. A into B inverse. So suppose if you want to divide two matrices, we have to find AB inverse. So how to find the inverse of a matrix? This is the major question in the matrices. How to find the inverse of a matrix. And what is inverse? So we can't able to divide. We are facing a trouble in dividing a matrices. So what I am doing is I am bringing the B to the numerator. So I have AB inverse. So if I find B inverse and if I multiply with A, the resulting answer would be A by B. அதாவது இப்போ நான் A by B கண்டுபிடிக்கணும், ஆனால் என்னால் A by B பண்ண முடியல. இப்போ நான் என்ன பண்ணுறேன் அப்படின்னா Bயை மேலே கொண்டு வரேன். ஸோ B வந்து எனக்கு வந்து டினாமினேட்டரில் இருக்குது. நான் நியூமரேட்டரில் கொண்டு வரணும் அப்படின்னா நான் அதை B இன்வர்ஸ்னு எழுதிக்கலாம். ஸோ A இன்ட்டு B இன்வர்ஸ் வரேன். A இன்ட்டு B இன்வர்ஸ் நம்மளுக்கு A மேட்ரிக்ஸ் நம்மளுக்கு தெரியும். B இன்வர்ஸ் நம்ம கண்டுபிடிக்க போகிறோம். ஸோ A மேட்ரிக்ஸையும் B இன்வர்ஸையும் மல்டிப்ளை பண்ணுவோம். நம்மளுக்கு ஏற்கனவே தெரியும் மல்டிப்ளை எப்படி பண்ணோம் அப்படின்னு. ஸோ if I multiply A and the B inverse, I get a new matrices. So the new matrix is the A by B matrix. Now how to find the inverse of a matrix? Is it possible to find the inverse of a matrix? Yes, it is possible. Upon next question, எல்லா மேட்ரிக்ஸ்க்கும் இன்வர்ஸ் கிடைக்குமா? எந்தெந்த மேட்ரிக்ஸ்லாம் இன்வர்ஸ் கிடைக்கும்? ஸோ whether all matrices have inverse. Suppose if it has inverse, what is the condition for a matrix to be have an inverse? First I'll give a formula for how to find the inverse of a matrix. So the inverse, A inverse is determined by 1 by determinant of A into adjoint of A. So this is the formula to find the inverse of a matrix. Now you can see that to find the inverse we need to find two things, which is the determinant of A and adjoint of A. Now I ask the question whether inverse exists for all matrices. Now you can clearly clear this. நீங்கள் பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா இதோட ஃபார்முலா என்னது அப்படின்னா adjoint by determinant of A. Suppose for a matrix A, to find inverse we need to find two things, which is determinant of A and the adjoint of A. Suppose இப்போ நான் ஒரு மேட்ரிக்ஸ் எனக்கு இருக்குது, ஏன்னு ஒரு மேட்ரிக்ஸ் இருக்குது. சப்போஸ் இது வந்து 2x2 மேட்ரிக்ஸ் வச்சுக்கோங்க. இப்போ சப்போஸ் நான் இது டிட்டர்மினன்ட் போடுறேன். சப்போஸ் let us say 2 1 4 2. இப்போ நீங்கள் டிட்டர்மினன்ட் இதுக்கு போட்டிங்க அப்படின்னா I already thought how to find the determinant in the previous video. ஸோ இந்த ரெண்டு நம்பரையும் மல்டிப்ளை பண்ணோம், மைனஸ் இந்த ரெண்டு நம்பர் மல்டிப்ளை பண்ணோம். ஸோ I have 4 minus 4 is 0. இப்போ நீங்கள் பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா இந்த மேட்ரிக்ஸ்க்கு டிட்டர்மினன்ட் 0 ஆயிடுச்சு. ஸோ A இன்வர்ஸ் இப்போ எனக்கு என்ன ஆகிடும் அப்படின்னா 1 by determinant of A into adjoint of A. ஸோ 1 by 0 ஆயிடுச்சு. 1 by 0 is undetermined. We know that 1 by 0 is infinity. ஸோ இப்போ நீங்கள் பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா எப்பப்பெல்லாம் டிட்டர்மினன்ட் 0ஆக போதோ எனக்கு அப்போல்லாம் எனக்கு டினாமினேட்டர் 0ஆக போயிடுது. ஸோ whenever determinant of A is 0, inverse does not exist. This is a very very important result. Suppose in the exam point of view, if they say find the inverse of a matrix if it exists, they will ask find the inverse of a matrix if it exists. First, what you need to find? You need to find the determinant of that matrix. If the determinant of the matrix is not equal to 0, then the inverse exists. If determinant of a matrix is equal to 0, inverse does not exist, because determinant equal to 0 will get in new denominator as 0 and 1 by 0 is infinity and undetermined. So this is a very important result. First one, if determinant of A is equal to 0, inverse does not exist. And if determinant of A is not equal to 0, inverse exists. Now there is also lots of names for this. If determinant of A is equal to 0, the inverse does not exist. We call this matrix as singular matrix. So if a matrix is singular, the determinant of A will be 0, and if a matrix is singular matrix, the inverse does not exist for a singular matrices, because for singular matrices determinant of A is 0, so inverse does not exist for singular matrix. So if determinant of A is not equal to 0, I am going to call this matrices as non-singular matrix. Now suppose if determinant of A is not equal to 0, then I have a number in the denominator. Then how to find the adjoint of a matrix? It's very easy. First I am going to teach how to find the adjoint of a 2x2 matrices. First, how to find adjoint of a 2x2 matrices, that is 2 rows and 2 columns. Suppose if I have a matrix as A, B, C, D. How to find the adjoint of a matrix? It's very very easy. You just interchange the two numbers here. இப்போ நீங்கள் என்ன பண்ணுங்க அப்படின்னா இந்த ரெண்டு நம்பரையும் மாற்றி போட்டுக்கோங்க. அப்போ என்ன ஆகிடும், D இங்கே வந்துடும், A இங்கே போயிடும். So I'm just interchanging the diagonal. So I'm calling this is a diagonal of a matrices. So I'm interchanging the diagonals, which is A இங்கே போயிடுச்சு, D இங்கே வருது. இந்த ரெண்டு நம்பரை அப்படியே போட்டுருங்க, மைனஸாக மல்டிப்ளை பண்ணிக்கோங்க. So first I'm interchanging these two numbers and I'm multiplying these two numbers. I'm not interchanging this diagonal, but I'm just multiplying by negative sign. So D comes here, A goes here. These two number remains the same place, but we have to multiply it by minus. So example 1. Find if A is 1, 2, 3 minus 1, find adjoint of A. So what will be the adjoint of A? First, this number has to go to this place and this number has to go to this place. So it is minus 1, 1. So these two number remains as it is, but we want to multiply it by minus. So this is the answer for the adjoint of a matrices. Now how to find the adjoint for a 3 cross 3 matrices? This is quite tricky but very easy. I will give a shortcut to find the adjoint for a 3 cross 3 matrices. Suppose if I have A matrix as, let us say A matrix as 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, minus 3, 2, minus 1, 3. Find adjoint of A. So how to find the adjoint for this matrices? Now very easy. You just adjoint of A is equal to you just start with the pivot element. This is called the pivot element of a matrices. You just start with A second row, second column, which is A2, 2. So this second row and second column. You just start with this number and write 2. The next number is minus 3, 2, minus 3, 1, 2. So 1, 2. Clear? First I will start with this number 2, minus 3, 1, 2. Then again take the next row, minus 1, 3, 2, minus 1. So minus 1, 3, 2, minus 1. And you go to first row, which is 1, 1, 1, 1. And again end with the same number, which is 2, minus 3, 1, 2. So clear? And you want to put the transpose here. So I'll start with 2, 2, minus 3, 1, 2. 2, minus 1, 3, 2, minus 1. 1, 1, 1, 1. Wherever you start, you want to end there. So 1, 1, 1, 1. And again you want to end with 2, minus 3, 1, 2. So I have 4 rows and 4 columns. Now it's very easy now. You just multiply these two numbers. In between you have to put minus sign because you have determinant here. In between you have to put minus sign. So I have 6 minus. So minus 1 into minus 3 is plus 3. And minus 3 into 2 is minus 6. In between minus 3 into 1 is 3. And again here minus 1, minus 4. And you have to perform here again. So which is minus 1, minus 3. So minus 1, minus 3. And again here 3 minus 2. And 2 minus of minus 1. So 2 minus in between minus 1. So again you start with here. So which is minus 1 into minus 3 is minus 3 minus 2. So 1 minus minus 3. 2 minus 1 into 1 is 1. So transpose. So 6 minus 3 is 3. This is minus 9. This is minus 5. So minus 4, 1. 2 plus 1, which is 3. And minus 5, 4. And 1 transpose. Then you want to put transpose. You just interchange rows to columns. So I have in column I have 3 minus 4 minus 5. I write this in column 3 minus 4 minus 5. In second column 9 minus 1 4. I write this in row minus 1 4. And again I write this column as a row matrix, which is minus 5 3 1. This is the adjoint for the matrix. It's very easy to calculate. You just have to start with this number. Whatever the matrix may be, you have to start with this number and then you want to proceed in this direction and then you want to come back in this direction. So which is 2 minus 3 1 2. And you take the next row, which is minus 1 3 2 minus 1. And 1 1 1 1. Again you have to end with 2 minus 3 1 2. And you have to put, very important, you have to put transpose symbol at the top. And again you have to start with 2. 2 into 3 is 6. In between you have to put minus 3 into minus 1 is plus 3. So again you have to perform all these steps and you can able to find the adjoint of a matrix in less than, if you have good practice, you can find adjoint of a matrix in less than 1 minute. So far we have discussed about the algebraic operations of matrices. We can add, subtract, multiply. To divide two matrices I need the concept of inverse, and to find inverse we need 1 by determinant of A into adjoint of A. So if determinant of A is equal to 0, inverse does not exist, so I call this matrix as singular matrices. If determinant of A is not equal to 0, the inverse exists, I call that as a non-singular matrices. So this is the basic concept we need before entering into the chapter exercise number 1.1. So in the next video I'll solve all the exercise problems in 1.1, and a good note is that I'm going to solve only the exercise problems. I'm going to give, you can practice example sums on your own, since you have answered solutions for example problem in your book. So you can also verify, and if you have any doubts you can clarify with the solution which is given in the example problem. So I'm going to solve only the exercise problems in the textbook. நான் என்ன பண்ண போறேன் அப்படினா எக்ஸசைஸ் ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ் மட்டும் நான் கண்டுபிடிக்க சால்வ் பண்ண போறேன். எக்ஸாம்பிள் ப்ராப்ளமா நீங்களே போட்டு பாருங்க. சப்போஸ் எங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு தெரிய வரல அப்படின்னா நீங்கள் சொல்யூஷன் இருக்கிறதுனால நீங்களே வெரிஃபை பண்ணிக்கலாம். ஸோ an important note is that you kindly watch these videos above 360p. ஸோ இங்கே செட்டிங்ஸில் வந்து வீடியோ குவாலிட்டின்னு செட்டிங்ஸ் இருக்கும், அங்கே வந்து 360p அப்படின்னு செட்டிங்ஸை மாற்றிக்கோங்க. அப்போ தான் கிளாரிட்டி நல்லாயிருக்கும். ஆட்டோவில் இருந்ததுன்னா அது கொஞ்சம் பிக்சல்ஸ் வந்து உடஞ்சிருக்கும், அதனால் உங்களுக்கு கிளியராக பார்க்க முடியாது. நீங்கள் வந்து ஒரு 3 டாட் இருக்கும் நீங்கள் பார்க்குற வீடியோவில் ப்ரெஸ் பண்ணிங்கன்னா, அந்த 3 டாட் ப்ரெஸ் பண்ணிங்கன்னா வீடியோ குவாலிட்டி அப்படின்னு இருக்கும், அங்கே போய்ட்டு சேஞ்ச் பண்ணிக்கோங்க, 360p சேஞ்ச் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. தென் யூ கேன் வியூ த வீடியோ இன் பெட்டர் quality. So be excited for the next video. The next video I'll solve the exercise problems in 1.1. So these are the basic tools we need to tackle the exercise problems. So we know how to find inverse, we know how to find the adjoint, we know how to add, subtract, we know how to find determinant. With the help of this we are going to solve. It's very easy to solve exercise problems. So we'll see in the next video. Goodbye, have a nice day.